Hey everyone, in this session we are going to talk about one of the interesting concept of SharePoint, which is SharePoint Spaces. So in this session we are going to get started with the SharePoint Spaces. Myself, Dhruvin Shah. First of all, let me give you a little bit introduction about myself. I am a Power Platform specialist and working as Office 365 developer in one of the reputed company at Ahmedabad, Gujarat. I am rewarded 3 times C Sharp Corner MVP with for my constant contributions towards technology. I have 100 plus tech articles and 350 plus tech videos on my YouTube channel. So you can check my channel and C Sharp Corner article profile to view more about me. Now let me get started what we are going to cover in this session. So in this session, first of all, I am going to give you an overview about SharePoint Spaces. We will talk about what is SharePoint Space and how it is useful in our real life use case, our real life business use cases. We will also discuss about different device and PC configuration which are needed for SharePoint Spaces. Then we will practically start the demo part and we will get started with the environment setup for SharePoint Spaces. Once the environment is set up, we will be talking about different out of the box web part in SharePoint Spaces. Now the question is, who can attend this session? Anyone who has a basic knowledge about the normal coding skill can attend this session. This is a beginner level session. It is not covering any customization part over here. It will just use all the out of the box components of the SharePoint space. The main idea is to learn about the basics and fundamentals and to know about the different configuration settings which are available for the SharePoint spaces, right? So at the end of the session, definitely you will be able to create your own custom SharePoint space in your environment, right? So now, without wasting much time, let's get started. Now, what is SharePoint space and how it is useful in our day-to-day life? SharePoint Space is a web-based immersive platform which allows us to create and share secure and extensible mixed reality experience. A SharePoint Space adds a new dimension to our intranet by using 2D and 3D web part to create mixed reality vision. So basically, building a SharePoint space is not just like a building a modern site. It is something we create a space, we are adding background, we are adding theme, we are adding audio, and adding some web parts like 3D objects, 360-degree images and videos, 2D images and text, and much more. So actually, in short, if I conclude this site, it is if I conclude this site, a SharePoint space is something which is basically create a mixed reality vision to your SharePoint intranet by adding 360-degree images, videos, 3D images, videos, 3D objects, 2D objects, text, everything. So it's a package. Like nowadays, for mixed reality, we don't need any additional development skill. Microsoft provide this very good suite to us. By using, we can easily develop mixed reality portal on our SharePoint. Right now, the SharePoint Spaces has its own characteristics. So now let me talk about that. So it supports cross-platform, which supports a wide range of browsers and mixed reality devices. It is made for creators. So basically, it's a combination of 2D and 3D content to create the custom experiences that tells our story in stunning 360 degree. So yes, earlier it is something like for any if we want to create any mixed reality website or portal, we need any additional coding skill and all. We need to add so many external plugins. So now it made very easy for end creators. And yes, we will see that in this demo as well, like how easy it is, how just simple clicks are there, and we can easily create our mixed reality portal very easily, right? Then secure and compliant, of course Microsoft is there, so there is no concern of security. And at last, integrated and extensible. Since this is a platform that Microsoft has developed, so it will grow with the time, and it will also include some third-party web parts and extension using SharePoint framework. So definitely this things is going in upcoming upcoming future. But at this moment, it is we are only going to create out of the box elements over here, right? Now let me talk about Dhruvin. We have talked about mixed reality, so how business can leverage this thing to their system. So here is an answer. Most of the people have a question like this, like in which use cases, in which scenario this SharePoint spaces will be useful, right? So let me talk about some real life samples, some real life examples over here. The first example is virtual tour. So virtual tour is something like, let's say for an example, if we have some building, some museums, some new construction site, and we want the user to be tour of that particular building virtually at that time, this concept is very useful. Let's say for an example, some of the building, like if we call about Statue of Unity, so Statue of Unity's virtual tour is available. So what does it mean by, like whenever people will wear the virtual reality handset, they will be able to see they can feel each of the component inside the building. So with the help of 360-degree videos and 360-degree images, we can create such an amazing 360-degree virtual tour. If we want to launch any product, we can have this virtual tours. So first is virtual tour. So for any organization, for any buildings, for any product launch, the virtual tours are very useful to us. Now, second thing is training. So we can easily do a training with our 360-degree videos and 3D models. Virtual simulation is more affordable and can be repeated multiple times. So your employees have practice they need to accomplish with their work. Let's consider an example here with any production line. So in production line, every employee needs some training. Let's say for an example, there is a food factory. In food factory, every employee have their own supply chain on which they need to work, right? So for that they need to require specific training. Now, what happened here is with the help of 3D videos, 3D models and 360-degree videos, employee can easily simulate their business process with the help of mixed reality. Right, so this training is more affordable, which don't require any, which don't require any actual equipment. With the help of normal handset, mixed reality headset, they can easily take a training. Now in training, we can also consider one more example, like doctors. Sometimes they need a specific training on their operational theaters, right? So at that time, this model, like 3D models and 360-degree videos, will very helpful to them as well. Right, now the third thing is learning beyond the classroom, which means nowadays we can see that due to COVID-19 pandemic, most of the schools has been closed. Now how they can learn with the mixed reality very easily with the help of classroom at that time, this concept is very useful. Teachers can import visual lessons, visualization, 3D videos, 360-degree videos, and support their lesson to create powerful engagement learning experiences. So yes, this is something. Let's say for an example, let's consider a biological class example where they want to learn about the skeleton structure in their class. Now with the help of 3D object, they can experience like real skeleton. They can check each of the component as they are touching that skeleton and learn that concept very easily with the mixed reality concept. So this is the third use cases. And at last, the onboarding activities. Now, as we know in our organization as well, so many people onboarded during the time of pandemic. They are not aware about the organization. Let's not consider an example of pandemic. Let's consider a normal life where any new onboarding people came to our organization and they want to understand the structure of our organization, which are the different places in the organization if there is a large campus, and how if they want to have some tour of their organization at that time, this concept, mixed reality concept, is very easily. One more thing, like SharePoint Spaces help new employees with their organizations and teammates more quickly by exploring company and their colleagues via virtual organization chat. So basically it provides out of the box organizational chat by using, let's say HR can introduce a new candidate with their subordinates. Let's say if I onboarded to my organization and I want to know who is my report manager and who is my subordinate teammates. So with the help of this org chart, with the virtual reality, they can real experience like to whom we need to connect, as well as it provides the organization's tour, like where is library, where is washroom, where is a rest area, where is a work area, everything they can experience with the mixed reality handset. So this is the another use case, right? So hope this is clear. These are the some real life use cases I explained here. There are so many use cases available here: virtual tours, training, learning beyond the classroom, and onboarding activities, right? We discussed this. Hope you are clear so far. Now, yes, there is a question, of course. Which type of device configuration do we need in order to achieve this mixed reality, right? So Microsoft has recommended some device configuration in order to run this mixed reality very easily and smoothly. So let me explain you that thing. So SharePoint Spaces work based on a PC which has NVIDIA GTX 160 or higher graphic speed, and Microsoft recommend that used to Windows Mixed Reality headset and Edge browser. Now let me talk about the minimum PC hardware guideline. For the best experience with Windows Mixed Reality, start with a new Windows Mixed Reality PC or a Windows Mixed Reality compatible PC that provides Windows Mixed Reality Ultra experience. So what is Windows Mixed Reality and what is Mixed Reality Ultra experiences? So for Mixed Reality, definitely I will show you in the session what is Windows Mixed Reality PC and how we can taste that thing. But Windows Mixed Reality Ultra, it is something which provide crisper visual at the high refresh rate, more apps experiences including most graphic intensive games, mirroring of your Windows Mixed Reality experience on your desktop, and the ability to record and share your experiences with the others. All right, so basically it provides crystal clear refresh rate and smoother experience on your machine. Right now, what is Windows Mixed Reality and how we can check that my PC is ready for Windows Mixed Reality or not? So let me show you that thing. So let's say I have Windows 10 machine on my system. I want to check Windows Mixed Reality over here. So what I need to do here is, let me show you that thing. So for that, you just need to go to your start menu. Here you will be having an app, Mixed Reality Portal. You just need to open that app, get started. Click on get started, click on I agree, and it will check your system that if your system is ready for the mixed reality or not. So you can see that it has been passed from almost every steps over here, right? So then it will ask to connect your headset over here. So basically if your machine is configurable for mixed reality, it will show all the checks available over here. Now here you can see in some of the things it is showing me the eye icon. It is just because it is something which is lower than the Microsoft has recommended. Like Microsoft is recommending i5 processor for this thing, and the graphics card is somewhat which is a higher one, but still it is working smoother over here. But you can check your device compatibility over here. So we have discussed here the different mixed reality app, and we have also discussed about how to check that thing. Now here are some reference link which you can use to check configuration details. Right now, let me move over to the next part, that is the demo part. So this mixed reality this SharePoint space is something which supports this many of web parts over here. By using, we can create our mixed reality portal very easily. Those web parts are 360-degree images, 360-degree videos, 360-degree tour, 3D object, document library, file viewer, people, image, video, and text. So total 10 web parts are there. We are going to cover each individual web part in detail, but we are more focusing on the web parts which are new. That is the first line, all 3D and 360-degree web part, as well as we are going to cover organizational chart over here. Right? For rest of the web part, we will just take an overview. One more thing, the detailed description about each individual web part, its configuration, each property in detail has been launched on my YouTube channel. I will provide the link at the end of the description. I will provide the link in the description box from where you can leverage each individual web part in detail. But due to time constraint, we are going to do some fast forward process over here. Right now, let me get started with the SharePoint space. So first thing that we need to consider, we can create the SharePoint space page with our team site as well as communication site, but Microsoft recommends to use the communication site because communication site is something which doesn't have the left navigation over here, so it provide more area, more space for our mixed reality vision, right? So it is good if we can use the communication site over here. Right now, first of all, we need to prepare our environment. For that, what we need to do here is, first of all, we need to go to our site settings over here. So this is my communication site, and let me go to my site setting. From site setting, we need to go to site features. Click on Manage Site Features. Now, from Manage Site Features, we have an option Spaces. Spaces is something which is in preview at this moment. So we need to activate that feature. So I already activated that feature for my site, right? So first thing is we need to enable this feature. Once you enable that feature, you will be having space option to create over here. So let me show you that thing over here. So first of all, click on new icon, click on space. So it will ask for a space name. So let's provide a space name over here, like day 05 space I provided here. You need to provide a space description, and we need to provide any space structure to start with. You can always change in space property. So basically, these are the different space structure. Now, what is space structure? I'm going to explain. But now at this moment, let's select this gallery structure and create our space page over here. So you can see that it is creating our environment over here. So you can see that the beautiful space page has been created in a 360-degree view, right? Now the question is, what is space structure? What are the different building components of the space that we need to consider while we are developing? So let me show you. Click on space design. Here there are the same stream structure available over here. Now what do we mean by space structure? So let's say for an example, currently we have a gallery structure, and you can see this type of illustration over here where you have a space provided to place your different web part or components, right? So basically a space structure is something which provides some boundaries or some space to add your elements on your mixed reality page, right? So this is the gallery structure. Now let's say if we select amphitheater, what will happen? So you can see that this type of boundary has been created with my space. So it will provide an experience. Like let's say for an example, this is my space and it will create an amphitheater type of structure over here. Same way, if we let's say select arc, so you can see that this type of arc has been created. So it is the feeling like we are experiencing arc structure where all the elements are there added over there. Same way terrace. Terrace is something which provide a terrace structure, like it provide an experience like we are sitting on the top of the terrace and view experiences entire thing, right? So in short, it provides a boundary to our space page from where we can experience the structure, right? So at this moment, six structure has been provided: gallery, amphitheater, arc, terrace, geodome, and spiral. In spiral, you can see this type of spiral boundary has been provided. So structure is something which provide boundary, as well as it provide a space to place your different web part on your SharePoint space. So this is called a fundamental element of SharePoint space, which is structure. Now, second is theme. What do we mean by theme? Light and dark background, we can easily understand by that way. Now, background. In background, some of the out of the box 360-degree images has been provided like this. You can try different images for your SharePoint space page, right? Now, we can also customize our 360-degree images. There are other four options. Illustration. Now what do we mean by illustration? So illustration is something which provide this type of backend structure for your image, right? This type of illustration is provided, and we can choose different color for our illustration. So based on our requirement, we can choose any illustrations over here. It is self-explanatory. Third option is color. So it provides a plain background with our own custom color, and at last 360-degree image file. So it will provide an option to upload our own 360-degree image over here. So let's say I already uploaded some of the 360-degree images over here. I downloaded it from Google. Let me select this 360-degree image over here. So it is looking like this. You can see that this 360-degree image is really looking very amazing. So with this, we can upload this type of 360-degree images over here. Right now, there are some image display settings as well. Like in 360-degree images, there are two types of setting: monoscopic and stereoscopic. Now, what do we mean by monoscopic and what do we mean by stereoscopic? So monoscopic is something if your 360-degree images has been shot with a single lens, which generate one circular at the middle, at that time you can use monoscopic. And stereoscopic is something if your 360-degree image is shot with multiple two lenses, at that time you need to choose stereoscopic. In stereoscopic, we have left to right and top to bottom option. So these are the basic settings. We can set the height and rotation over here. So in most of the 360-degree images, we can see one circular, one circle at the middle of the image. So if that circle is present in your image, you need to select monoscopic over there, right? So this is one custom setting over there. Now, welcome message. If you want to add any audio file for your welcome message, you can add it from here. You can set ambient sound. So let's say it's a mixed reality experience, and reality experience is, incomplete without proper audio. So basically, ambient sound is something which provide us to create any ambient, to add any ambient sound for our SharePoint space page. At this moment, I'm not adding anything, but you can try this different sound option over here. So this is how our SharePoint space environment is created. At this moment, I'm not using this custom 360-degree file, but I'm using a simple illustration for my demo. So let me choose my sample as illustration like this. Right now, once you do all of this change, publish your changes from your SharePoint space, and your space page is ready now, right? This is the normal structure that you have prepared. So now, once your structure is prepared, it's a time to develop different element on your SharePoint space page, right? This works really smoother, right? If your device configuration, if your device is ready for mixed reality, right? Now, let's consider to add different components on your SharePoint space and its configuration properties, right? So this is how we prepared our SharePoint space environment. Hope you are good so far here with me to creating a SharePoint space environment. Now, once we edit the page, we can see different web parts over here. 10 different web parts that we have talked about in my PPT slide has been showing here. So let me get started with each individual web part in the detail. Now let me talk about different web part configuration option. Here let's just click on this plus icon. Here we can see different available web parts over here. The first web part is 360-degree image web part. So once we hover on our SharePoint plane, SharePoint space, it will show this icon. Place anywhere on your space page. Let's say let me add it over here. So it will open this file picker to upload 360-degree image over here, right? So for that I uploaded few images in the 360-degree. So let me open the 360-degree images from there. So let's say if I'm adding any of the image, it will add that 360-degree image over here like this. Now once we click on this web part, we have the different configuration property for our web part. I am going to explain this in detail for few first web part, and after that we will skip everything over here. So for any SharePoint space web part, we have the display configuration property at the very bottom where we have different options. The first option is angle. So what angle property do is angle is something which is basically used to show where your web part will be placed on your space page. So you can choose using this option and change the position of your web part. You can do the same thing with the help of drag and drop as well, but it is recommended to use this property for a proper angle setting, right? The second option is distance from user. How far your SharePoint space web part will be from your end user when they can see it from the mixed reality headset. You can set it using this option. So let's say if I want to make the distance of this 360-degree image 5.81 from end user, we can set it using this option. We can also choose this drag and drop as well, right? Now the third is height. If you wish to increase the height of your web part, you can use this option. If you want to increase if you want to increase the height of your web part from your space plane, you can choose this option. So this is your plane of the space, surface of the space, and you want to have this web part 1.5 height from your space. So at that time you can choose this property. Y-axis, so you can configure y-axis for your web part using this option. And scale property means you want to gradually increase the scale or size of your web part using this property, right? We can also change y-axis using UI as well, right? But same way we can drag our cursor anywhere and you can see that the y-axis is being changed over here, right? So entire 3D block is moving like this, right? Now let's publish our page and let's see our image. So once we click on that, it will open this type of 360-degree image for our web part, right? Now let me press escape to go back and let me talk about some of the web part configuration property. Now here we have talked about the positioning configuration. Now let's talk about the web part configuration. So from here we can change the image, alternate text if we want to provide any alternate text. Most important property is podium property. Now what is podium? So you can see this box over here under your web part. So if you want to hide this podium, you can choose this option over here. So podium is something which provide some of the box from on top of which you can place your web part. And you can also choose like how on the top height you want to add your web part from your podium. You can also configure this using this option. Now the very important property for each 360-degree web part in SharePoint space is its different configuration option. It's different configurable actions. So by default for 360-degree images, it will open that 360-degree image on trigger and we cannot change that action. But with that, we can add some parallel actions like link to another space, like currently I have created this single SharePoint space page over here, but now let's say I want to perform an action, like it will redirect me to another space page. So at that time we just need to click on link to space page, and here the another space pages has been provided, and we can redirect user to another space page. There is some another action like play audio and link to a page or item. Play audio means it will play audio upon triggering this action, and same way link to a page, it will redirect user to another site if you want to redirect, or if you want user redirect to specific site page, document, list or library, you can redirect the user using that option, right? So these are the different configuration property for 360-degree image. Now let me talk about 360-degree virtual tour webpack. We all know about what is 360-degree virtual tour. We all have visited the Google Maps where we have seen some 360-degree tours over there. So same type of 360-degree tour we can achieve with the help of SharePoint space. So in terms of SharePoint space, what is 360-degree virtual tour? It is a sequence of it is the sequence of 360-degree images which can be placed on our space, and user can navigate on the different part to see navigate throughout the tour, right? So now let me add 360-degree tour. For that we need to upload 360-degree images. I already uploaded few images, so let me go to my document library, and these are the different 360-degree tours I added over here. Let me add those images over here. So once you add those images and click on adding, you will be having open tour builder option. So it is something which allow me to add the different navigation option for my virtual tour. So let's say this is one ocean example, and now whenever the user will click here, they can able to see what's inside that. So at this moment I just have a random image, so don't try to relate with the story, right? But the concept is like this. Like let's say if I'm clicking here, it will link me to another 360-degree image. Let me add go to ocean. So once we click on go to ocean, it redirect them to the specific 360-degree image. So let's say I publish the page, and whenever I came for the first time here, and when I click here, it is redirecting me to this another ocean page. Now this is the museum, and now let's say I want user to redirect to the inside the museum. So let me add one element more here, link to 360-degree image, and let me just select this museum, and let's provide an instruction like museum. Click on select. So now whenever we have that configurable option, we can see the museum over here. Now from museum we can redirect user to the another place as well. But now let me not do anything here for this particular museum. Now let me show you some another interesting annotations over here. Now let's say consider this is as museum, and this is the historical chair, and I want user to show some instruction on that in virtual 360-degree tour. So let's say we can annotate this image as well. Like for an example, if I want to show the history of this chair from where it is coming in form of image, we can just add a simply a normal image over here. So let me add any normal image over here, and it will allow to have this type of image when we click on it. Same way, this is the historical plant, and let's say if I want to show its documentation, so we can configure any file as well here. So whenever user will reach to that specific portion and they want to read something about that thing, they can choose this option. So from document we can configure any PDF file over here. Same way you can configure different other thing as well. Like if we want to configure text, audio or different file, you can choose this option. We have seen so many times, like when we are going to any historical museum, they are providing some mixed reality headset to us, like with the proper audio and visual interaction. So at that time, this is really useful to us. You can see that it is very easy to create 360-degree virtual tour, right? So if I consider where we can use 360-degree virtual tour, let's consider an example of any organization. When people is uh, uh, entering to the site, entering to the organization, so there is an entrance there from where there are some options provided, like for navigation, like if they want to go to which building, library, working area, cafeteria, everything. When they click on that, they will be redirected to that specific 360-degree tour. Same way, like let's say there is a library, and if we want to know information about which books are there, when they click on that, it will provide the instruction in the audio form or in the form of, you know, this type of documentation, or in a text form. They can choose these options over there, right? So in this case is the 360-degree tour is very useful to us, and we can easily create with the help of this thing. Now let me just republish this thing over here, and now let me check the web part. So let's say here whenever I click on my 360-degree virtual tour, it is showing me this beautiful ocean. Now I want to go inside that. I'm just clicking on here, and it has redirected me to this page. And let's say if I want to go any museum, I'm just clicking on that, and it redirects me to the museum page. Now let's say if I want to check the information, what's the history about the chair, it is showing me this thing. Let's see if I want to read about the plantation information, I can read it using this option. And let's say if I want to go back, I just need to click anywhere, and we just need to click back option. By using, we can navigate to the back page. And same way, if we want to go at the start of the tour, we can use this option. And same way, if we want to close the tour, we can just click here and close the virtual tour. So the virtual tour web part is really amazing for any organization. Now let me talk about some other web parts. The third web part is the 360-degree video web part. So basically, what is 360-degree video web part? So it allows users to see the things in form of 360-degree video. So let me upload any 360-degree video. Now I am not going to cover each configuration property. Now I'm going to do some fast forward process to cover more and more web parts and its real life use cases over here. So I have this type of 360-degree video web part. So basically it is useful, like if you want to show something to experience in 360-degree experience like this, you can see that it, of their session, they can use this option over here, right? So the web part configuration properties are same as the previous web part. All the configuration options are same as it is, right? So this is the 360-degree video web part, right? Now let me talk about 3D object web part. So this is the very important web part. So let's say whenever we take an example of any learning organization, let's say there are possibilities that they want to learn some of the 3D structures. At that time, this concept is very useful to us. Now let me consider here an example of any skeleton over here. So let me some of the out of the box 3D catalogs has been provided over here. Let me go to the biological section, and here we have an option of skeleton. Let's take an example of this DNA, and let me add one more over here as well. 3D object. Let me add one skeleton as well. Biology section here, and this is the skeleton. Let me add that. Now what is its real use case, in which scenario we can use? Let me explain that thing. Let's say this is the DNA structure. Now as a medical student, I want to check each side of my object. So I can simply move my object to entire 360 degree like this, and I can check each individual component in detail. So basically it's a very good learning experience. It provides a very it is basically used uh, for a organization which provides some training material and all, where their end user can check each individual component of their 3D object. So let's say this is one DNS structure. Let's say this is the skeleton structure. So this is a very simple, but actually in real use cases they have a functionality, like let's say for medical students, if they have eye structure, so whenever they hover they can see in detail what's there inside the eye. They can zoom in, zoom out, and check each individual component. Like let's say this is one body component, and they want to zoom few things and they want to check what's inside that. In detailing portion they can learn very easily without using any dead body over there. They can experience with the help of this mixed reality. So this is the 3D object web part, and which looks really awesome to us. Right now, uh, we have configured, we have talked about mostly useful web part. We talked about 360-degree images, 360-degree tour, 360-degree videos, 3D objects. So these are all about 3D and 360-degree. Hope you clear in which scenario you can use which type of web part over there. Let's talk about document library and file viewer web part. So let me click here and let me add document library. So it will provide us an option to add a document library web part. So where you can add this document library. So whenever you wish to show specific important document for your end user, at that time you can configure this document library web part. So in configuration there are different options. Like if you want to allow the subfolder documents, you can set it using this option. Let's increase the height for our document library web part, and let's just add include subfolder, as well as let me just add show podium option over there. So it will show this document library in this way, and let me publish this thing. So we can see that important documents has been shown, and whenever we scroll, it is highlighting the other documents. Now in your document, let's say this is video, it is playing like this on your page, right? So these are the different configuration property of document library. Same way document viewer is something, let's say this is document and they want to see this document to be opened over here, they can we can use this option. So document viewer is also a separate web part where we can where we can embed the specific documents or file on our page. So this is the file viewer, and same way we can configure, there is an option to configure specific files from your website or your different options, right? So this is our document library, and let's say if I want to add this document, we can choose this option and we can easily add this document over here, right? So this is the file viewer web part, which is simple. Image, text and video is something which is also very easy. Like if you want to configure image file on your SharePoint space, you can add here. Similar way, if you want to add any 2D video on your SharePoint space, you can use this option. And similar way, if you want to add some text over here, you can choose this option. I'm not going to cover this thing in detail. You can try it try it your own self, as well as the detailed information about this web part for each individual web part with 5-10 minutes explanation is exclusively available on my YouTube channel. So please go to that playlist and know every detailing about the every single web part. Like I even explained like how the entire document library web part is configured, how this document file viewer web part is work properly, image, text and video web part work, everything is explained over there. So you can go with this thing because they are very simple. But now let me talk about one of the important web part, people web part. So this is the organization chart which is provided here. So let me just remove few things from here first. Now let me just add people web part over here. Let's select people web part from here and click anywhere on the space page. So by default, what it will do is it will show current users organizational chart to us. So if we republish, what will happen? Let's see. Current user is Dhruvin. Dhruvin's manager is Mary, and his subordinate is Adele. So we can learn this thing in this 3D way. Right. So as I explained you, for any onboarding user, we can show this type of organizational chart into 3D avatar, so they can easily understand to whom they need to coordinate. And once they click on any of the card, let's say once they click on Mary's card, they can see the detailed information about the Mary. Right. So if you have more AD properties configured, you will be having more options over there. If we want to go back, just click on your name. Now let's say if you want to show detailed information about Tejal, and we can see Tejal's direct to report person is Dhruvin. So it is showing this type of relationship among the different people. Right. Now this is the one aspect of this organization chart. Now let's say if we want to configure few static thing over here, let's say I want to show entire organization chart. If I want to show, let's say, specific person's organizational relationship, so at that time we can see, we can add the manual people as well. Let me add one of the normal user, Aditya. So what will happen here is, let's say whenever I add the people Aditya, what will happen is it will show his organization relationship with the other users. So Dev Patel is someone who is direct report to Aditya. So it is something, it is showing in this manner, right? But I know I have a very simple test data, so I cannot see a very good visualization impact over here. But if we go to actual organization and where all the AD properties has been configured, it is look really amazing. Right? We simply add the out of the box current users organizational chart. Right? There are also the same options like a different configuration option you can check. Let me just increase the scale of my organizational chart. Right? And now let's publish the page. So hope this is clear for you now. So now let me show you some other web part, image web part. So whenever you click on image web part, you will be having an option to add any image. Let me add this image over here. So it will add the simple image web part. Same way, if we want to add any video, 2D video on space page, you can just configure this option. You can upload it from anywhere. I am uploading it from SharePoint document library at this moment. So if you have any let's say normal videos, you can go here and you can just upload your video over there. So I'm just uploading that video. And same way, if we want to have some text, if you want to add some text, you can add 3D text over here, like welcome to session. There are so many configuration property, you can try it by your own. It is self-explanatory, or you can go with my another video series as well. So this has been added. So let's say whenever I click, it will show the image in the preview. Same way, whenever I click on that, it will play that particular video for us, right? And same way, this is the text, it is showing like this, right? So this is how we have covered almost every single web part over here. Hope this is clear for you now. You have learned like how the SharePoint space is used in the real business case, which are the out of the box element that we can configure, which are the device configuration properties over there. We knew about this particular session. I tried to cover every basic information about the SharePoint space over here. I know few web parts has been gone into fast forward process, but you can get the detailed information from my YouTube channel. Let me show you that thing from where you can explore that web part. So you just need to go to my YouTube channel. I'm going to provide the link in the description box and go to the playlist section. Under playlist, you will be having SharePoint Space Beginner Series, and here you can be able to find 12 different parts over there. So the overall length of this entire web part series is about 1.5 hours. So you can learn each individual web part in detail from this particular beginner series in detail. Right. So hope this is clear for you now. If you have any question related to this topic, you can email me at dhruvinsha16@gmail.com, or you can go to my YouTube page where you will be finding every contact information about me. You can contact me on Facebook, you can contact me on LinkedIn, Twitter, WhatsApp, as well as if you wish to receive the daily notification from my channel, just click on this link. It will be redirecting you to this form. Fill the form and you will be receiving a single notification about my video in detail on your WhatsApp number. As well as my on my channel you can find the different playlist as well. Like my specialty is in most of Power Apps, Power BI and Power Automate. So Power Platform is my area. So you can find different Power Platform and AI related series on my exclusive YouTube channel. You can go through that and feel free to ask your question in the comment section. Whenever I will get a chance, I will answer your question. So hope you enjoy this session. If you have any question, you can add your question in the comment section. I think I'm good from my side. I wish you a very happy, great day ahead. Thank you so much. Goodbye.